Naruto 656 viewer comments. I just want to thank everyone once again for making awesome comments this week. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with A. Ishmael. It makes a lot more sense now, even with the heavy hitters being exhausted at the moment. It's really shameful if the remaining Hokages, Kages, and top-ranked shinobi allow Madara to move easily. Sure, I expect that they're no match for him, but I'd still believe that they would be able to delay him for a bit while the big boys recover. Also, now that Madara is alive, is there a possibility that Hashirama finds that Hashirama clone and implants his consciousness into it, thereby becoming alive as well? There's certainly a lot of his DNA walking around, isn't there? Interesting. Assuming an Edo Hashirama is weaker than an alive Hashirama, it would provide a means to recover Yamamoto and power up as well. Well, we know that Hashirama's not. They said they're nearly at 100%, but not all the way. So that sounds correct. Okay, I think Kishi wrote himself into a corner. Uh-oh. If Madara is indeed the main final villain, I expect Naruto and Sasuke to play a major role in taking him down. But the fact that Hashi and Madara have been intertwined for so long, I hate to see Madara outdo him. Well, from the interview, which I left on my main video, a link to for Kishimoto, he pretty much said you have to deal with the Jubi, Madara, and then Sasuke, which I think is kind of a spoiler the way he said it. So it looks like they're going to, as soon as they get rid of Madara, then Sasuke is going to be the main. He may indeed be the main villain. I can't help but think that there's something else out there that's going to get awakened or show up or whatever. And I think we all know at some point some vision of the original Sage's Sixth Path is going to come, or his mother. I wouldn't doubt that she may actually pop up with some little bit of chakra and have something important to tell people. So, bam, I really do, A. Ishmael, I really do appreciate your comments. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit, just a little bit about gaming, but that's going to be at the end of the video because you're here to listen about Naruto. All right, Sage Blue 92. LOL, I was randomly on YouTube and saw part of your video title. You accidentally almost spoiled it for me, Steve. LOL, good chapter. Kishi teased us. He made us think Obito would pull a Nagato, but he decided on something much more awesome. Well, I hate to almost spoil something. Yeah, I mean, when you said that, I had to look, and I'm like, it is, but it isn't. But then again, if you... Yeah, it's so anyway. Yeah, come up with the titles can be kind of dangerous in that aspect. All right, really do appreciate your comment. A. Ishmael again, and then there's G. Gorsey's going to respond. Okay, if Madara gets back his original body instead of the Edo, okay, which he does, shouldn't he lose his Hashirama cells? Right, he should. He should be his normal body. Right, there's no more of this combined thing. Right. His Edo body has altered by Kabuto, right? And IIRC, it looks like. Madara unlocked the Rinnegan on his own, right? Without Hashirama cells. So I have to think that this Rinnegan he's using on his own, that could be unlocked prior to his death. Another thing, Madara's reaction in the chapter indicated that he knew exactly when Black Zetsu would grab Obito. How can he know this if he sealed an isolated part of himself into Black Zetsu? The consciousness should not be linked. I thought the whole thing with the Zetsus was that they were linked within a certain distance of communication with each other. So I think that's just the white and Black Zetsus, all of them. Does this mean that Madara is a great sensor type as well? And if so, how did Naruto feel Black Zetsu coming in for the grab? But like I said, the Zetsus, that was part of the whole communication network thing when they were back in Madara's Batcave. So that part I don't have an issue with. G. Gorsey responds to your comment. Not so. Madara unlocked the Rinnegan after stealing Hashirama's cells during their battle. I have a gut feeling that the new Madara will be immensely more powerful than the Edo Tensei Madara. I think that the entire conversation between Madara and Kabuto about the secrets of Madara's body was a hint at that. Obito will die from using... Okay, let me just respond to the first thing. I agree with most people. What most people are saying in this, from the all the comments, is that it was stupid for Madara to give up his awesome, infinite chakra, body you can't kill and all that for his real body. But then again, I mean, everybody wants to be back in their own body, and even he was like, the flesh and blood again. But also, as everybody is also pointed at, the reason is what he can't do. He can't be the Jubi, but I think it's we all know it's going to be the fruit. There's something he's going to try to grab the fruit. He's going to use it to do something else to gain, maybe to try to suck up everybody's chakra. But anyway, so he's going to do. Well, anyway, what I want to say in a gaming sense, okay, let me put it this way, because I want to agree with what everybody's saying. If we were going to play a game, a video game, and I got to pick whether it was the real Madara, the living Madara, the Edo Madara in the battle, I'd pick Edo Madara because I would win. Okay, because he is more powerful and you can't really beat him. But there's going to be things, like we're talking about the fruit or what have you with the Jubi and everything, that he can't do as an Edo, and that evidently is what he needs to get up to, and then he will be more powerful. So that's my viewpoint on it. So, and you're going to hear a lot more of these people going, it was a stupid move, and I don't think so. But I understand why people are saying that. All right, moving on. I read the rest of your comment. Obito will die from using Ryan Tensei. Plus, being weakened from the Bijou removal, Madara will become host of the Senju, and he'll add his life force of his own plus Hashirama Sage's powers. It's hard to see how he'll take back the Bijous, but at the moment, Madara does have a surprise in his sleeve, and the heavy hitters are all exhausted. It's great because everybody's in play now. Okay, so everybody's at this party, and like you're saying, people are different levels of power levels and this and that. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna get to see everybody going at it. So this is going to be pretty awesome, pretty epic. My gosh, all the tail beasts, everything there, it's insane. Okay, and but yeah, it's how the tailed beasts are going to go is going to be pretty interesting, especially since they're on their own. Probably what he'll be able to try to enslave some of them, I'm sure. But like I say, his goal is to get the fruit, and we'll see how that works. And of course, Obito isn't dead, right? So I think what's kind of being hinted at is he will bring. I think the reason he's physically in such a low state now after having the Bijous, got at him after the transformation, is he'll be able to bring. And he just brought somebody back. Is that he'll be able to do something, right? And he might bring one of the, he might bring the first back, something like that. The real first, which is what I think could happen. So that would be pretty awesome, because that's kind of what they've said a million times. Nobody can beat me but the first. Who can beat me? The first. Are you the first? No, you can't beat me. So if he brings back the first, living first, that would be pretty crazy. Now I think it might be too far to think that all the Edos are going to get brought back. I think that would. I don't think the fandom would buy it. They would kind of enjoy it in a way, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Appreciate the comments. All right, life in the boot. I'm surprised the first Hokage was still strong enough to defeat Madara. Naruto's Wind Rasengan couldn't have done that much damage without the first. Rinnegan and all the Madara still wasn't strong enough to defeat him. Madara is going to have to get some tailed beast in him to survive the battle. He's being brought back to life shouldn't mean that much. He can run out of chakra and actually die. People are going to continue to talk about the first part of what I was talking about. If we were playing a game against the living one and the Edo one, and the Edo one can't get certain power ups and do certain things, so that's a problem. This makes it somewhat better for the ninja army now. Can you smell OP? Overpowered time for Madara rampage. P.S. Shame on Kishi for making Obito pulling a Nagato move. There can only be one spot in my heart for pain. Alright. Appreciate your comments there. That was Kishimoto. That was brilliant. Let's just admit it. He went and he played on a super fear that we as fans had. He's gonna Nagato, and we're gonna throw up. He's gonna do this, and everybody's gonna be alive, and we're gonna have a big dance together, and everybody's gonna sing and cheer. And no, don't do that. And he didn't. And then that was just brilliant. Loved it. He tricked everybody. Kishimoto got us this week. He punked us in a certain way, I guess you would say. Probably not the best choice of words. All right, let's see. Appreciate the comments. King Devon 40. Question: if Obito would have revived everyone, would that have brought back the Ito, Hokage, and Madara anyway? I don't think he's... What is the rules that was supposedly only people that he killed, only people that had been dead for a certain amount of time? You had to have the bodies, I think, but it was only like people he'd killed in the war that Nagato was able to bring back. So, but then again, he's you know, his power with the Jubi, and so I don't know what his limits would be. I would think you would need the actual body, and the Itos are not. They're from the bodies of somebody else, and then the spirit of the other person, because it's not their actual bodies. So, which kind of I guess the Kabuto one that made that's my understanding of it, that actually made I may be getting that wrong. I could be totally wrong. Now I just want to, this is what I think. You have to get a body, and then you can bring back whoever you want. Okay, but I guess the Kabuto one was a combination. So anyway, I guess I don't have a firm grasp on that, so I'll just go ahead and walk away from it. All right, and let's see. Well, hold on. So in other words, to answer your question, is from my limited knowledge on this, I don't think so. No, I don't think he could have brought back the Ito forms. But then again, Madara just came back, didn't he? So there we are. But like I said, I think he was constructed from Kabuto. He was a special Ito that I think had parts actually from Madara and Hashirama. But anyway, that's what I think. Anybody else want to fill in, that would be awesome. Sage Blue 92. People have said there was a good chance no other good guy will die, but I still believe somebody's gonna get got. I also love the nighttime darkness of the manga in recent chapters. It's gonna be great. Animated. Yeah, it will be. Okay, Sage Blue 92. Appreciate everybody's comments. And CA Legends. I knew Madara had a plan, but didn't expect this. Bam. We're back to classic Kishimoto endings. The big, not just a cliffhanger here, but just shock right at the ending, you know, to keep you excited for the next chapter, which is awesome. All right, appreciate your comment. Neo Snipe. Who was Obito planning to revive? Jiraiya? Minato? Everyone's dead on the battlefield, and Kakashi prefer him alive in prison than dead, and many people resurrected. And what is wrong with Kakashi? Well, now that Madara is alive, he'd better kill major characters and push Naruto and his friends to the limit. That would be awesome. And the Sage of the Sixth Path didn't die when he divided all the bijous. Maybe he is not dead. Maybe things are going to go on. It would be a good chapter, and it was about time. All right, appreciate your comment. And let's see. But like I say, the thing is you compare with the resurrection thing, Nagato and Obito, but Obito was the Jinchuriki of the Jubi, so that's a lot more. I mean, so, yeah, I don't know. What are the rules? Of course, those rules would be made up by Kishimoto, so we would find out afterward. Appreciate your comment. Tyler Johnson. I felt sorry for Obito in the end. He was only a child, and he got taught no jutsu by Madara, and he got used and manipulated until the day he died. I do feel that there was a missed opportunity between the parallels of Naruto and Obito. Obito should have noticed that Naruto cared for Sakura and killed her. Oh boy. That caught me off guard there. That was no, I'm just gonna say, I don't mean to. That sounded almost like a Naruhina fan, something a Naruhina fan would say. I know you're probably not a shipper. You're just having fun here. I realize you're probably not a shipper at all, but that'd be hilarious if you were a Naruhina fan and said that. Just all of a sudden, oh, and kill Sakura. Only we would have known that the path Naruto would have taken. But since Kishi used the Rinnegan on Madara, I understand why he didn't. Even though Sasuke is the last battle, I do believe that there will be a time skip leading up to the final battle. The only way to stop the wars is to release all the tailed beasts, including Kurama. I think that in a time skip, Naruto will reign his Sage mode before the final battle with Sasuke. Since Hashirama has showed it is possible to surpass at least half of Kurama's chakra with the technique. Naruto's ability to convert everyone's chakra and give them what they need and take what is, I mean, that's just the only limit to that is Kishimoto's creativity. He can pull hats out of rabbits if he wants to. Now he can do anything, convert this to that and that. I mean, that's just crazy. Appreciate your comments. DT Ninja 831. All right. Okay, cool, nice. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, what? Obito again. No, don't do it. Don't do it. What the F, really? Oh wait, finally, yeah. Oh hell yeah, Madara's back. That's like your live reaction right there from DT Ninja 831. we were all taken for a ride this chapter. But it had a good ending, definitely. These were my thoughts at this chapter this week. It was a roller coaster of emotions, and I enjoyed it very much. I liked how he made us think Obito was going to do some good in the end, and he helped Madara by force, of course. When I saw that the Black Zetsu rise from the ground, I thought back to when Chuzo, the Mist Ninja, under the Mizukage, cut Zetsu in half. I remember thinking then that this was way too easy to destroy him like that. A while back, I had a theory Madara was planning something using the Zetsu that was hidden underground. I just didn't expect it to happen as it did. I have to wonder if the Black Zetsu was hiding all this time. Is that the reason Madara needed time to revive it? Is that why Obito was able to break out of Madara's control and become the Jubi's host? Because the full extent of Madara's power was not present. Very awesome. I love what you just said right there. That's awesome. If it is true, it could also mean he was holding back. That is brilliant right there, because he's having to wait for his trump card to revive. Brilliant. Love it. That is just crazy to think about how much power this guy really has. Glad Obito has finally been silenced. It's time for the god of Konoha to rise and bring destruction. Nice review and keep up the great work, Steve. Hey, I appreciate it. Awesome. Awesome observations. I really love that. Good stuff. Comments are amazing here, I just have to say. And that's all you guys. It absolutely is. And me trying to keep the trolls out. So I'll take credit for that. Alright, awesome comments. Dharma 79. It is going to be 2 years or more, at least another 140 chapters, before even the Madara fight is over. Let alone the wedding of Sasuke and Naruto begins. Oh, I did not. I usually scan through all the comments. This week I didn't, and it's really showing even more. That was funny. I'm enjoying the series. I feel like Naruto is a DBZ, if anything, because of the length of the series. About today's chapter, Black Zetsu finally decided to show up after awaking from a Talk No Jutsu GBs, by the way. I said it would be another 140 chapters because we've been dealing with Obito since 2011. 2 years later, we're just wrapping up. And I mean, how much more will there be? So, my guess, after everything in the last interview, which I linked in my last video, is before the middle of next year, I would think the series is over. It's funny. Most people have apprehension. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want it to be over. And then I can kind of hear from your voice, you want to see the end. You want to see the ending of this. It's been long enough. You want to see how this works out. You know. And I think that's more and more people are getting that point. They don't want the series to end, but they want to see the ending. And, of course, once you see the ending, it's over. So that's a definite catch-22. Appreciate your comments. Aweed Khalif. I don't know what to read after Naruto. All my friends will stop reading manga after Naruto. Thanks for the info and the review. I don't know. My only suggestion is to... there's a lot of places you can cruise around on YouTube and see what other people's favorites are and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I definitely don't know. I don't know what manga is going to be similar or what you would have interest in, so that's kind of... Sorry I can't help you there, but let's see. But everybody's in the same boat with that. When Naruto goes, it's going to be a big hole right there for a lot of us. All right. And then the most viral is, I wonder what kind of tricks Madara will pull out of his sleeves. It should be a lot of fun. It definitely should be. Right. That, and of course, like I say, Naruto. There's so many combinations. It's sort of like one of those card games, you know, like those where you... I don't mean like poker cards. I mean just the, you know, card games where people, you know, like in Japan or whatever would play. But it's like all the decks are out. It's like there's like hundreds. I mean, there's hundreds of different cards out there, and all these crazy combinations of characters. So Kishimoto, okay, we'll see what happens. Michael Gethman, I am so excited for next week. I can hardly contain myself. I still wish Kishimoto would have left Madara Edo form, but maybe he couldn't think of a good way to handle Madara. Now, of course, Madara will become Sage of the Six Paths. When Madara got revived on the last page, he felt so alive. Yeah, and his body back. LOL. Maybe Madara's reason for boredom was because he couldn't fully appreciate the battles in Edo form, but now he looks very excited. The next coming weeks look to be very fun to read. Kishimoto, let's go, and ends Naruto right away. I think one reason, there's a couple of replies which I'll read. I think one of the reasons that he's bored is he's simply so many moves ahead. He's just like, okay, let's kill time until, you know, until we get to the next phase, and then the Jubi, and then I got to, you know, Black Zetsu, and then, you know, I mean, I guess that made it a little interesting, you know, damaging Black Zetsu. But it's just boring to him because he's like, you know, he's so many moves ahead, right? So he's just like, okay, next page, whatever. All right, let's get all these comments out here. Okay, 3 people responded to your comment, Michael Gathman. Currently, Bob 9. Couldn't agree more. And for someone who talks about peace, he sure likes to kill a lot. Madara is one villain that won't be Talk No Jutsu. Something that this series has been lacking for a while. People want to see characters get killed. That's exactly what people want. All right, Conley Bob 9 also replied. We got Michael Gethman also replies, yet Madara is the best thing in this war. He is an anti-Talk No Jutsu. People are so psyched up for Madara, which is awesome. Okay. Awesome stuff. And then G. Gorsey responding to initial comment here. Yeah, Madara don't give a S if he is wrong or right. All he wants is to control the world. I hope there will be no Talk Jitsu. Alright, well, if anything, Kishimoto's on a roll. He's been playing us, so... yeah. Madara! I mean, how long have we really been waiting for this guy to cut loose, and now he's a human? So, I think, really... we're not fully excited enough of what's going to happen. A couple people are, but I think most of us are still processing how we got played and recovering from it. Oh my gosh, Madara is real, and he's going to be able to do this, and we're going to really see what he can do. And he's a genius. It's another thing, too. This guy, he knows how to do things. He knows what someone's doing. So he'll go, okay, you're doing this, I counter this. The guy is a freaking genius. Smartest guy on the battlefield. All right. Unfortunately, Hashirama's the most powerful. And he's not an idiot either, although he's kind of goofy. All right. Armin Gregorian. If Obito did Ryan Tensei, then Minato would have come to life. The limits of what even an ex-Jubi, sometimes the Jubi, I don't even know what his limits would be as far as reviving people. So, and then Lin Han responds to your comment. I think it would have only applied to people who died during the war, which would be what happened with Nagato. But like I said, because he's even more powerful than Nagato was, so I don't know. Don't know. Awesome comments. And let's see, Mr. Marcus. Yes, but with a twist, Madara's trump card was the Black Zetsu, and he turned the tables on Obito. This is why we all watch and read Naruto. Kishimoto has done it again. Amazing chapter. I like the conversation between Gaara and the first tale. Really epic. Yeah, I like that. I like that they made up and it made sense. It felt right. It felt right. The one tale's like, okay, everybody's lovey-dovey here. You know, I need my space, and some respect would just is mandatory. And all right, I'll help you, but it's because it's on my terms. I loved that. That was totally awesome. We needed that, and Gaara needed that as well. But my question is now that Madara's alive. Okay, we're just getting back, and it needed to be that Gaara, instead of this master slave, is like, okay, you know what? If you don't want to, you're a sentient being. Do what you want. And so he gave him the respect, you know, to one that he needed. So that whole interplay was like, okay, all right, we're all sentient beings here. We got the respect going full force. So I can play on this team as long as I got some respect to that. And I loved it. I loved the way that Kishimoto did that. It was freaking awesome. And back into your comment. Back to your comment. My question is, now that Madara is alive and well and kicking, what is he going to do? Will he take over the world, or will he use the Moon Eye plan anyway? And I can't wait till the next chapter. We're on a roll now, Naruto fans. Nice review, Steve. Believe it. I'm so excited. Awesome stuff there. Really do appreciate it. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going more for... There wasn't supposed to be a fruit, and it was supposed to be the Moon's Eye plan, but I have a feeling that that's probably changed, so we're going to see. But I guess the big thing is people, we've been centered on Madara, and it's really what's with the tree. What's the tree going to be used for now? What's going to happen with it? So that's where you're getting to, and that seems to be the important part. All right, awesome stuff. I have to say the level of comments on Henry, it's just freaking... I compare this little teeny channel of ours here to anybody's... I mean, you know what the difference is? They don't get better comments. They just get trolls. They get trolls with garbage. Okay, I would bet on people that get massive more views than everything I do, right? That overall, they don't get more awesome comments than this. It's just, this is concentrated awesomeness. It truly is. All right, Conley Bob 9. Yes, yes, yes. I was literally shouting this by the end of the chapter. Uchiha Madara is back. This is what I've been waiting for and have been praying would happen for months. Madara, a true and proper villain in the series, and everyone sees him that way too. That's there doesn't seem to be any arguments. There doesn't seem to be Madara is kind of weak. No, across the board, Madara is an awesome villain. Is the main villain after all. I don't know about that. Like I say, I don't know. I never truly lost faith, even when things looked to be their worst. Obito became the fake sage that is, because if there was one thing that Madara has repeatedly proven throughout his story, is this never count out Uchiha Madara. For all those who were mocking the Madara, saying that he had been surpassed by some punk kid, you shouldn't have been so quick to count him out. Now we can pretend that the last 19 chapters were just bad filler. One part of the chapter had me horrified for a bit, but I should have known better. Obito was about to do the very thing I dreaded he would do since becoming the Jinchuriki. Perform Rain Tensei with the power of the Jubi, or at least the Geto Maza behind him. If you thought that the Nagato was bad, imagine how many people at Obito would have revived with his extra chakra. So I'm sitting there, groaning into my hands and saying, oh no, it's going to happen. But then, guess what? It didn't happen. Uchiha freaking Madara. That's what happened. The trump card reveal ties up another loose end too. People have been saying that if it weren't for Kabuto joining forces with Obito by random chance, Madara would never have returned because Obito had no intention of reviving him. But I thought that there had to be something else in play, because Madara was too smart of a guy to completely leave things to trust to some punk kid, right, Obito. I think that the Black Zetsu always would have triggered automatically at the right moment to make Obito revive him. But thanks to Kabuto, we did get to see him in an epic Edo form for a while. As always, extraordinarily said, written, easy to read, Conley Bob 9. Awesome points! And yes, there was something I wanted to stop and comment on. And there was a few things, but one thing in particular, but, well, I'll go ahead. It was very well put. I'll push on. Alright, awesome stuff. A. Ishmael. A couple of thoughts. Now that I've read both versions, Madara regaining his body is a mixed thing. I mean, yeah, he's more powerful than before, and able to become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. There you are. But his arrogance is blinding him to an obvious fact. Since he's alive, he can be killed. No, having to go through multiple failed attempts to seal him or anything. Sure, he can use Izanagi, but unless it's different for someone with the Rinnegan, he can only do it twice. Even then, Sasuke knows how to use Izanami. And I'm fairly sure that the current Sasuke would be willing to use it to stop Madara. We also don't know that Obito is going to die at this end. Yes, the jutsu was cast, but Obito also has the Geto inside him. We don't know if how much longer he's going to live or how powerful he'll be. Good point. That might extend his life long enough to do something to stop Madara, or at least interfere with his plans. Not to mention, well, what's interesting is Madara having him just revive one person, just him, may have just saved Obito's life, ironically, which is kind of weird when you think about it. Continuing on. Not to mention, the Jutsu didn't go through the same performance that it did when Nagato used it in 449. So it's possible that the fact that Madara's spirit was already in the world might have altered the impact of the technique on Obito. Okay, wow. Never would have thought of that. Good stuff. Awesome. Hey, Ishmael. Really do appreciate it. Awesome comments. Sean Riley. I have a theory. Hear me out on this one. I don't think the revival of Madara's body isn't the trump card. It's maybe like one, and here's my reason and understanding. There's three parts of this. One, I watched the anime when Madara, that's always something. What's canon or what's not canon in the anime. That gets a little weird sometimes, because sometimes they portray things wrong. Like the whole thing when Kakashi died and Obito was giving him the thumbs up. That was totally not right. Anyway, reading your comment. I watched the anime when Madara made his debut when he told Lord Mew he wanted to be revived from the Rinnegan, not the Edo Tensei. So I'm guessing he was waiting for an opportunity, but had his setbacks. 2. The tall flower is still there, but not in bloom. I'm guessing Madara can do something more with that flower than what Obito was doing. He needs his real body. Obito just summoned it with the Jubi. To me, it feels like Madara is not really trying or still stalling for something, because Madara and Hashirama would have been a full bloom fight since the beginning. Yeah, yes, that sounds right. Madara knows a lot more than anybody else, and he's waiting, and evidently he's already done the one thing. He's got his body back, and then the tree's there, and then in that state, what he's going to do would be pretty interesting. Okay, really good comments, awesome comments. G. Gorsey, I was glad to see Madara alive, but that talk about Naruto's special power is nothing new. How come Obito didn't get all that earlier? That was really awesome. Black Zetsu wasn't dead. Kishimoto kind of led us all to forget about him until this point. Very cool. I didn't see Madara's point. He's stronger than a zombie. They can regenerate. I don't see how he is more dangerous than before. So wouldn't this put Madara at a disadvantage now? As Anito, as he summoned it before himself and had an undying body, how Hashi plus Naruto had the tag team to kill him. We've already talked about that. I mean, like you say, the real Madara, the Ito Madara is more powerful, but real living Madara can do things and access other stuff to get better power-ups. That seems to be the way it is. All right, awesome stuff. And let's see, another comment from G. Gorsey, and then Sonati, of all people, responds to that comment. G. Gorsey, the fictional character in this fictional universe, is very aware of what he just sacrificed by becoming mortal. And I'm sure you all know it wasn't just so he could feel his heart beating again. He is about to show us why he is the final villain material. Madara doesn't do anything without purpose. You're answering your wow. You're gonna lay it out yourself. Okay. His elaborate plans span over decades. I mean, he tried before and it failed, and then he spoke of his trump card because it failed the first time. He calls it a trump card. Doesn't make any sense. I hope he managed to get Hashirama on his side, or at least to be in control of him somehow. It's really closing in on the ending now. Madara is the final villain, and no more Rin flashbacks. And I personally cannot wait to see what he is about to unleash. It's going to be awesome. And then Sonati responds to you. I agree, especially with the trump card issue. Getting his body back was just one of the many steps in his plan. For all we know, this trump card could involve Sasuke, or it could involve him eating that fruit that might bloom on the tree. And it's time for us to show us what Rinnegan can really do. Another thing too is anything he has, like controlling. I don't know. To access the tree, it might be like the Jubi. You needed like 2 people. Well, Sasuke's there, and I have a feeling Sasuke, it kind of would be amiable to Madara's plans if it was brought to him in the correct manner. So that would be pretty interesting. He could be Bito's fill-in or whatever. For oh yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. All right, that would be pretty crazy. Awesome comments. And let's go ahead and see. We're getting toward the end now. Yes, we are. Okay. NW Order for Life. Good chapter. Obito's reason for performing Ryan Tensei were different than Nagato's. Obito couldn't live with the guilt after he was proven wrong. It's that simple. I thought Black Zetsu was dead, though. I guess there was another part of Black Zetsu inside Obito's Zetsu body. I like what was said much earlier. They said it seemed like it was too easy to kill Black Zetsu. It didn't, and it was. So I guess we know that now. Alright, awesome stuff. Appreciate your comment. DS37. I know Madara wants to be the new 10 Tails Jinchuriki. But trading an immortal body with infinite chakra for a mortal body made of blood and flesh is a really dumb move. Now they can actually kill him. Sealing the dude was a big deal back then. Now, it feels like I already read this comment. And now all they need to do is effing spam the dude with ninjutsus while Hashirama absorbs his chakra so that he cannot use the Rinnegan to absorb ninjutsus. This is a friggin' dumb move, Madara. We kind of covered it a whole lot of times. Alright, really do appreciate your comment. But we'll have to see how it gets played out. I mean, it's, I think it's going to work out well, but we will see. All right, G. Corsi, I see one possible problem with Madara's true rebirth. As an Edo Tensei, he had infinite chakra and body that reconstructs itself unless pre-path, and I think I have that right. Allows him to use any chakra he absorbs and to replenish his body constantly. He doesn't have that either anymore. But still, excuse me, now is probably going to be a good time for Naruto to get the other half of Kurama's chakra from his dad. And A. Ishmael responds to your comment. You are, of course, correct. However, Madara is a true warrior, and I believe he would be more than happy to fight as himself than as an Edo Tensei. Also, Madara is going to take over the Geto Mazo from Obito. His life force would then supersede. There we are. Madara's going to take over the Geto Mazo from Obito, and his life force would supersede. And yeah, so we're gonna there we are. Boom. Last comment. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm going to get a comment about gaming, a little bit about Naruto and about gaming, and then I'm going to read this comment, respond to it, and that'll be it for this week. Awesome comments. I mean, you heard all the comments before. If you've just been watching, which is awesome, I really do appreciate that. A thumbs up would be cool. But even better, the next review, make a comment. You see, this is a pretty friendly place. Awesome comments. Next review, or you can even do it on here, but next review, I'll read them, and so that would be pretty phenomenal. And as you can see, they don't even have to be. It can be just one sentence. Just have something to say. If you have one sentence, that's cool, and if you have several paragraphs, that's even better. Awesome stuff. Last comment here. KX Mixer X. Hey Rampage, you don't really strike me as a video game guy, but since you like Naruto so much, you might try looking into the Ultimate Ninja Storm games if you haven't already. They're a great way to interact with the Naruto story rather than just watching or reading it. Just a suggestion, great review, by the way. Okay, a few things in here. I am a PC gamer. I don't have an Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation. Okay, I play stuff on PC. I tend to get stuff from Steam on sale when things are really cheap. That's another of the great things that you could do on your PC. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff. What do I play now? Planet Side 2. It's a huge epic shooter. It's a lot of fun. I play a fair amount of that. I have a level 60 Vanu on Watterson that I play mainly. My secondary character is an NC. It's a 27 level NC character on Miller. Okay. I also have a TR on Miller, a 21 level, but I don't really play that one. And I have a level 41 NC on Briggs, which is in Australia. And I mean, you can kind of see what I did here originally. Is I had my Vanu in the United States, and then I had my TR in Europe, and I had my NC in Australia. So that was just 3 different continents. I thought that was so awesome. But my level 41 in Australia, I don't play much because there's usually not enough people to really play. So I switched over to Miller, and it's like a number 27 NC on Miller. Also, Skyrim. I know it's a 2-year-old game. As a matter of fact, just now I've started getting add-ons again. I hadn't played it in a long time, and so I was starting to goof with it again. I bought the last add-on several months ago when it was on a huge sale, and so I'm just literally starting to play the last Dragonborn add-on. So yeah, so that's quite a bit of fun. Crusader Games 2. Oh, and as far as hours, I don't have it on Skyrim. I played 261 hours on Skyrim. 261, and that's from Steam. That's where I have it on. Crusader Kings 2, 108 hours. I like Crusader Kings 2. I like that it's not a traditional. I like the traditional strategy games and everything, but I like that it's more about dynasties, and it's added a completely different aspect to it, which I really find interesting, and it's a lot of complexity to it. I really enjoy it. I got really deep into it and played a long game, so I'm kind of burnt out on it at the moment. And but I'll end up playing more of that again. Stuff that I have played in the recent past. I started playing stuff, video games, of course, when I was a kid, a long time. And that was a long time ago. I'm 47. Saints Row the Third, I played like 77 hours. I didn't get the last deal. I had enough on my Saints Row with the third. That was fun, but I just didn't want any more of it. I played Warcraft for a few years way back. I played the Star Wars MMO. I played that for a couple of months, I guess, and then I kind of lost interest in that. Stuff I played is all Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is fun every once in a while. I haven't played that in a while. I had like 100 hours on that. Saints Row the Third, like I said, it was the expansion before. 77 hours on that. Steam gives you the hours, by the way, so that's another cool thing. Sword of the Stars, and then don't get Sword of the Stars. Okay, don't get it. The last one was like the most epic game fail in history. It was anticipated, like Sword of the Stars 2, and it was just a piece of garbage. I think it's still a piece of garbage from what I've heard of it. But I like the one before it. It was a complete stuff from all the stuff before, all the add-ons and everything. That was kind of fun. That was fun. I had some fun with that. That was a very old game, so that was pretty cool. I had like 100 hours on the one, but the last one was just a disaster, so I just steer clear of Sword of the Stars. Total War Shogun 2, 172 hours. It's not the latest. It's the one before. So anyway, I guess you get a little bit of an idea. And I played a lot of Call of Duty back in the day, but I've had some issues with my modem, the whole NAT thing, and getting it. I know you're saying you do this, and I've had problems. So, but anyway, yeah. So I do gaming. Right now, just mainly a few games. I've played some smaller stuff and everything. I would love someday to have like a gaming channel. I don't see that happening in the foreseeable future. That would be a lot of fun, and I would really need a partner for that. It's another reason that I can't. A running commentary of just me wouldn't work. I would really need a partner. That would be somebody to talk to and everything. That would really be what I would need. But like I said, it's not in the foreseeable future. I've kind of looked into it, but it's just nothing that's going to happen anytime soon. So, okay, that's going to be it for this week. I did warn everybody I was going to get into the gaming at the end, and I did tell everybody. So there we are. If you're still with me, you're a Naruto fan, you just wanted to hear a little bit about my gaming, then we got that. You guys are so awesome. I enjoy Naruto so much more. I'm so much more of an informed fan. I think everyone that reads the comments, listens to these videos right there of the comments is a better fan. You know more, and if you're leaving comments and listening to other people, it fills in all the gaps. It's so much more fun than just by yourself. Awesome. I love what everybody's done. I really do appreciate it. And when it's over, it's going to suck. Enjoy it while it's here. Enjoy it while it's here. But on a happy note, like I say, it is awesome. It is awesome. Really do appreciate it. Anybody can be a Naruto fan, an anime fan. Anybody can be. You can always subscribe. You can always unsubscribe. You can do anything you want to. Until next time.